morning. Good morning. Today is Tuesday. It is another lovely, lovely day. Takeaway Tuesday with Northern Stamper. Thank you for joining me. I'm glad that you're here. Comment below that you've joined us today. And we are going to be making some great cards with the Lovely in Linen, which is found in the annual catalog. If you don't have a catalog, let me know. I'll be happy to send one, either the annual catalog, which has a whole bunch of goodies, or the mini catalog, which is filled with a bunch of Christmas stuff, and along with that you get a celebration catalog too, which means when you purchase a certain amount, like $60 or $120, you can start earning some of the free items. Now remember, the items in the celebration, the free items, are while quantities last. Now they've already started, some items have already started not being orderable, such as the pool party card and envelope set, which is absolutely fantastic. So anyways, just let me know below that you are here. So, or if you would like a catalog, I just want to check in, make sure that I have everybody. Today we will be making a great card using the Lovely and Lasting stamp set and punch. Where's the punch? Oh, there it is. I love this punch. It is absolutely fantastic. I don't know about you, but I love punches. They're easy to create with. And so let me know if you're a punch person or a die person. It depends on actually what item it is that I'm creating with, but for labels, you can't go wrong with a punch, I gotta tell you. So I'm just checking in, seeing if there's any comments. Thank you for joining me, and let's get started. Whoa, holy cow. Good morning, Joan. I'm glad you could make it. Oh, my haircut, yeah. The lady, I went in for a little trim, and she just apparently just did not stop cutting, and it's ended up to be really short. So hopefully in a couple of weeks it'll grow in, and it'll be better. Anybody else have a really bad haircut? You know, you went to the hairstylist and they just kind of kept cutting, and you know, when you came out, you're going, holy cow, what did I do? Anyways, yeah, that was my day. So I thought I'll just try something different, and it's a little different. I've got no hair on the back, so that's quite exciting. So anyways, Lovely and Lasting. I've got some great cards. I want to show you some of the cards that I made with this. August, we are doing fancy fold cards with the Lovely and Lasting set, so they are fantastic. So this is not one of them, but this is like a sample I wanted to show you. So there we go. Let's see. I wanted to see. Okay, there you can see it. There you go. Isn't that great? That is fantastic. And look, it's kind of like got the different colors in there. I have another one. This one is using just the designer series paper. I want to make sure that you can see it. There we go. So there's the front. And I've used the flower from the Lovely and Lasting, and the punch there too, and then I just used all of the designer series paper, so you can see like that. I've got some great ideas for August. Now the August takeaway has been full, and I am working on September. Now September is all ready to go. It's all packaged, and September we are using the Bottle of Happiness. Oh my goodness, you're gonna love that set. The reason I chose that is because in the new mini catalog they have another a coordinating stamp set called A Vintage Christmas, and oh my goodness, I've started creating with that. Fantastic, just loving it. So you want to join the September Takeaway Tuesday, and we're using Bottle of Happiness. I only made 24 packages, so make sure that you sign up. I've already got quite a few people, and that means I've only got a few packages left to send out. Now, if you want to make sure that you get that Bottle of Happiness, it is, let me show you, gotta check it out. I've got most of the catalog memorized. Bottle of Happiness is on page 16. It is actually a fantastic set. I've got quite a few quite a few cards created with this in page 16, Bottled of Happiness. It is really fantastic. So you don't want to miss that. You can either purchase the punch and the stamp as a bundle, or if you prefer, just grabbing the package itself for $19. So let me know. Oh, thank you, Lynn, my hair. Oh, I appreciate it. Okay, yes, Joan, it is great for summer, but so hopefully by September it will all fill in. So, anyways, let's get started with our Lovely in Linen. Now, what you're going to need for this one is some different pieces of the designer series paper. I just grabbed a bunch, okay, and some basic white. One is for the label, so you need a piece of basic white, and a 4 by 5 and 1/4 basic white, and we are going to be embossing that. Now, I've chosen to use Night of Navy. You can use whatever color you like, and this will be our card base. So you're going to have your card base and then some white. And if you want to add some design to some of your papers, don't forget the embossing folder. We want to have that along too. So give me a thumbs up when you're ready, and let's get started. And I'm going to put all this away, and let's get started. Okay, ready? Okay, let's go. All right, very quick. That was very quick. All right. Okay. Just make sure this is all nicely set up. And, oh, there we go. As I said, my name is Tina Kruvergich. I am Northern Stamper. You can always reach me at northernstamper@gmail.com. So, make sure that you have all of your items that you want to create today. Oh, I have to show you some of the very cool things I got from Celebration. I got the Happiest Hippos and the die set. What a fantastic idea. These are each at the $60 level. When you purchase at $60, you can get either the stamp set or the dies, or if you do it $120, you can choose one of each. Another item at the $120 is this absolutely gorgeous Wonderful World stamp set. Has anybody got that yet? Oh my goodness. But not only the stamp set, it's the paper. I just love this paper. It is, I couldn't believe how beautiful it turns out. I'm always telling you, it is so much prettier in person than it is in the catalog. You know what? I can't even pick up how pretty the colors are. They are absolutely just stunning. So it is a great, great item to take a look at. And I have a feeling that this item may be the next one to be gone as quantities last. So this is a very beautiful. I can't wait to make something with that. So I'm just going to put that off to the side, and let's get started. So make sure that you have all of your items. Good morning, Carol. I'm glad you could make it, and let's get started. So the first thing what you're going to do, so here's our card base. I just put it the regular way. So there's our card base. What we want to do is with this basic white, we want to get our embossing folder. This is the quadrifoil tile embossing folder. And what you're going to do is you're going to pop it in the center. And there is a line right here. You can line it up, and this way you can make it nice and even. And you are going to pop this through your Stamp and Emboss machine. It will not fit through the mini, so you have to go to your regular size one and run it through. So that is the first thing that you need to do, is run that through the embossing machine. So let's get doing that. And in the meantime, I'm just going to trade it. And when you get it back, it is going to look absolutely fantastic. Like, look at that pattern. It is absolutely beautiful. Hopefully you can see it. But it is really, really nice. And if you want, you just make sure that it fits all the way around on your card base. Now, you'll notice on my card here, there is a little bit of fraying. Now that is because the blade needs to be changed. When you start to notice that your paper is getting a little frayed like that, make sure you change your blade. Always have a spare package of replacement blades. Okay, that's one way to tell. And actually what I'm going to do is I will cut this all off. Just that little part off. So it is just the little pieces that are overhanging, and they're easy enough to cut off. So that is one tip to tell when you need to replace your blade. Another thing that you can do is when you get those fraying edges is get a nail file and just file those little edges down. There you go. See, very simple. Okay, and that takes away those little burrs off the paper. Okay, so now we have the two pieces together. Now if you want, you can glue it down right away, or if you want, you can glue it down later because you may want to add some ribbon or such beyond that. Okay, so I'm just going to put that right down right there so that you can see. The next thing what we're going to do is we are going to take our little punch. Fantastic little punch. This is a great punch. I got to tell you, I've been using this for so many things. It is a good item to have in your stack. So this punch is fantastic. And what you're going to do is you're going to choose some designer series paper that you like. Okay. And you're going to punch out two of each. So I'm going to choose two that are blue. So one, I'm going to do this one, and okay, I'm going to, well, you don't have to choose blue. You can choose whatever pattern you like, but I'm choosing this two blue dark ones. And so I want two of one pattern, and I'm going to take a look to see what is coordinating with that. And let's see, I'm going to flip them over. And I could do that. And let's see what else we got. Okay. I know there's one that has like a peach color to it, and I just got to find it. I want that one with the peach color. So I'm going to go through. There it is. And this one has a peach. So I'm going to pick up that color from here, and let's go with that. 1 and 2. All right, so you're going to do two of each. Okay, it doesn't matter if you choose the one with these red flowers. This would look great too. Actually, let's punch those out too so you can get an idea of what that's going to look like. Okay, that. And then I'm going to punch out this red one. I guess this means I'm going to have to make two cards. Oh well. Okay. So I have the patterns out that I want to use. Okay, and what we're going to do is very simple. I'm just going to lay these on, and they are going to go vertically, or I guess, you can kind of turn your card horizontally. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's try this. And I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I want them kind of opposite each other. So there we go. We got this color, which is the blue, and the pale papaya. Wow, that looks actually quite nice. If I don't want that color, say we chose the one with the sweet sorbet, let's do that one too. 1, 2, 3, 4. That one would look really nice too, especially with the blue meringue, kind of highlights it. Now, we are also going to do a sentiment, and what the final card will look like is such like this. And so you'll see this one I'm doing on the landscape. The first one was with a portrait, so you could do whatever design you like. Now, if you want to add ribbon behind before you glue this down, then that's what you would have to do before you glue it down, and just kind of add it behind. So I'm going to actually, let's put that there so you can see it. I'm actually going to use this first color. So 1 with the pale papaya. I really like that one. 2, 3, 4. Very simple on that. Okay, I'm going to leave it like this because I might want to kind of, depending once I get my sentiment done, I might want to make some changes and add some ribbon. So I'm going to put that off to the side. And I'm going to make my sentiment. And I'm going to pull in the Night of Navy ink because I really want to tie those two colors together. So I'm going to pull that in and I'm going to make that as my sentiment in the middle. And around the edge, I'm going to use Sweet Sorbet. Oh, good morning, Brenda. I'm glad you could join us. So I'm using Sweet Sorbet, and from the Lovely and Lasting, this is a fantastic little image when you punch it out. So first, what you want to do is you want to stamp first. So I'm going to put that on, and you notice I always put it on crooked. Comment below if you know why I always put it on crooked. Oh, geez. It looks like it's it's coming off. I've used these so much that they're coming off. I have to clean them. Okay, so let's get that started. There we go. Pop that on there. Look at the color of that. That is fantastic. Good morning, Lori. I'm glad you could join us. Look at the color. Oh, I don't know if you can tell, but the color is absolutely stunning. Such a great color. So I'm going to close that up because I have a bad habit of sticking my fingers in there. Next, I'm going to add a sentiment. And they've got a couple of really nice ones. The Thinking of You and the Thank You is really nice. And I love the script on these. Oh, there's also a birthday one we could do. I've got some birthdays. Maybe I should do a happy birthday. Have that come in. Let's do the little birthday one. And then we can add some of the designs around it. So let's stamp that up. Now remember, when you're stamping, you want to pat and turn on your ink pad. And I'm going to pop that in the middle. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I want to make sure that that is going to turn out proper. I'm going to get my piercing mat. Remember, I had mentioned when it's clear, you want to make sure you have something underneath. So I put my piercing mat and it will actually have a better image impression. In the Lovely and Lasting, there are some designs that you can choose from to add maybe around. And that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of these and let's see, I'm going to lay them down. Do I want the flowers? No, they don't quite fit. How about that? This? Oh, that would look really pretty. Or the swirlies. Let's take the little swirlies and I'm going to add those in. And I'm going to place those in with Sweet Sorbet to kind of pick up some different color. Okay. Now the Sweet Sorbet is in some of the image right here in the stamp in the paper. So that will pick it up. So I'm going to ink it up. And I'll put a little bit on the bottom. Oh, that looks fantastic. And a little bit. I'm going to turn it and put it on the top. Wow, that color is absolutely fantastic. My goodness, that really does add something. There you go. Can you see that? That really adds something quite nice. Okay. I could keep going and just keep adding more stuff to it, but I don't want to overdo that image. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch this out. And that's, like I said, I love punches. I think they're fantastic. They stay sharp. And I find that the Stampin' Up! Punches last forever. Okay. I've bought some other ones before that are non-Stampin' Up! And they break after about a year of use. So very nice. Now let's bring back in our card base. Now what I'm going to do is I could just lay it on top like I did the first one. But I think what I would like to do is add a little bit of ribbon behind some of this stuff. So let's get gluing. I am going to glue the white embossed piece of paper onto the cardstock, onto the card base, which is the Night of Navy. I'm going to do that. And to add some height, I think what I'm going to do is add some dimensionals to each of those items that I'm going to lay down. You don't have to, but I find the dimensionals do add some kind of artistic design. It adds some height. Whoop, there we go. And it really looks fantastic. Now, I've started, was it this week in my newsletter, I did add some 10 tips about crafting. I have 10 more coming in the next newsletter on Saturday. Oh, is that straight? Yes, it is. So you don't want to miss that. So let me know if you've taken a peek at some of those tips and tried them, if anybody's ever tried some of those tips. And dimensionals are a great tip because they really add something to the card. I think it looks much better with the dimensionals as opposed to the non-dimensionals. Okay, let's keep going and add them on. Such a simple card, great for using up scraps. The punches are fantastic when at the end of a season I sit down and I just make a whole bunch of labels from the scraps and stuff. So I can place this in the center. Now remember, I said I can make it landscape too, right? There we go. Doesn't matter. I'm going to grab some ribbon from my old ribbon pile. Let's see what I got here. Let's see. Do I have anything? Oh, look. I got a little black and white one. That is an old ribbon. Let's see if that matches. Oh, that's already a bow. Huh, interesting. Let's just undo this and add it behind. Do a little loop. Let's see, how will that look? That's kind of an interesting combination, the black and white. See, it doesn't matter. You can really add a bunch of stuff to it. I think I'm just going to add that. I like that. Okay. Now, I'm very frugal, so I'm just going to add a little bit to the top. There we go. Tape it down. And add a little to the bottom. There we go. Turn it over. And tape it down again. Very interesting. Oh, how about that? And I'm going to again add some dimensionals. That's one way of making your card from a basic view. This is a basic, just very simple, no embellishments, no ribbon, to something a little bit more with a little bit more pizzazz. Okay, so there we go. We're just going to pop that on there. And as I said, with a little bit more pizzazz, could always add some embellishments. Do I have any? Oh, not close at hand. So, oh, yes I do. Let's see. Could add these, but they don't seem to match. What do we got here? What embellishments have I got? Oh, these are from the new ones. Oh, look at that. Yep. I always like to kind of work with what I got. Hey, that's kind of cool. I really like that. See, you never know. And we're going to add a little bit of embellishments that I got. This is an open leaf trinket from the mini catalog. It is so heavy. This would make great something on a necklace or a keychain, or if you scrapbook, this would be fantastic in it. It's very well made, very thick. So I'm going to add some little convincing dots on there. I'm going to convince it to stay. I'm going to tuck that underneath right there, press it down, and there we go. Oh, there we go. That's so pretty. A very, very simple card, but there we go. Very simple card, and look, I can always change it by adding the different colors into it. See, that if I would have added different colors, I've got some for another card can do the exact same thing. So let me know what you think if you've created this card. I'd love to see what you've posted on our website, and let me know what you think. This one is a very plain. I really am liking this one a little bit more. It's got a little bit more bling as to opposed to the simple one. Anyways, I hope I've given you some ideas on what to create with just a punch. Join me next week when we do another card with the Lovely and Linen set. And don't forget, join me for August for some fancy folds using the Lovely and Linen. And take a look at my upcoming events in September. I've got tons of stuff coming up. I've got more things in the brain, and it will be on the events page soon. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Have a great crafting day.